ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितां तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनीति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, everyone. So, welcome back to Wisdom of Srimad Bhagavatam. We had a wonderful session by His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Maharaj, who gave an overview of prayers of Queen Kunti, the 8th chapter that we are going to see. So, he very nicely explained the gist and essence of that prayer, and also mainly he focused on the mood of that prayer. Last week we couldn't do the session because of some technical problems, but now we have recovered from it. I have redone my presentation, so we can start on this. So, 8th chapter that we are going to see today is prayers by Queen Kunti and Pariksit saved. So this chapter has 52 verses, and we will try to cover this chapter in 2 sessions. But before we start on this chapter, let us do a quick recap on the chapter 7 that we have seen. So chapter 7 was the son of Drona punished. So at the beginning of 7th chapter, we saw that the Shaunak Rishi asked Vyasadeva about his activities. Shaunak Rishi asked Suta Goswami about Vyasadeva's activities after receiving instructions from Narad Muni. So Narad Muni, we have seen that he has given instruction to Vyasadeva to explain to him why he was despondent. And then after giving those instructions, Narad Muni has left. And Shaunak Rishi was keen to understand what Vyasadeva has done after Narad Muni has left. So Suta Goswami starts explaining. So Vyasadeva sat for meditation at the banks of river Saraswati. And in his meditation, he saw the Supreme Lord along with the material energy. He also saw the living entity is suffering because of the misidentification with the material energy. So he meditated further and he thought that people are suffering and this suffering can be easily mitigated. Anarthopasamam shakshat bhakti yogam adokshaje. that all this suffering can go away just by doing devotional service to the Supreme Lord Adhokshaja. But lokasya ajanato vidvamsh. So the people do not understand this. And that is why Vyasadeva, out of his causeless mercy, he compiled Srimad Bhagavatam. And by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, the bhakti which is there already in our heart, that sprouts. And it extinguishes the lamentation, the shoka, moha, and bhaya. Lamentation, moha is illusion, and bhaya is fear. All of that goes away. And then the seventh chapter explained that Vyasadeva taught this Srimad Bhagavatam to Shukadeva Goswami. And Shaunaka Rishi was thinking that how come Shukadeva Goswami, who is already a liberated person, he was interested in Srimad Bhagavatam. So to answer that, Suta Goswami says that the Lord's qualities are transcendental. Hence, all kind of self-realized people are also interested in Srimad Bhagavatam. Because Srimad Bhagavatam is the glorification of the Supreme Lord and his devotees. And after explaining all of this, then Suta Goswami starts explaining about Pariksit Maharaj, because that was the question which was asked few chapters earlier. And he starts this pastime of Pariksit Maharaj's appearance at the end of Mahabharata war. So he starts explaining that how Ashwathama kills the 5 sleeping sons of Pandava. And seeing this and seeing Draupadi lamenting for the sons, Arjuna becomes very angry and he vows that he will behead Ashwathama and then bring his head for Draupadi. And with this vow, then he starts chasing Ashwathama along with Lord Shri Krishna. And seeing this, Ashwathama releases a Brahmastra because he thinks that now his time is over. So he releases a Brahmastra. And seeing that Brahmastra, like this radiation and this fiery arrow coming towards him, Arjuna takes shelter of Lord Shri Krishna and offers wonderful prayers. And then Krishna mentions to Arjuna that all of this radiation that is coming, this heat that you are feeling, is because of the Brahmastra which Ashwathama has fired. So you can counteract that with your own Brahmastra. And Ashwathama unfortunately doesn't know how to retract it. So after you have counteracted it, you can then retract both these Brahmastras. And Arjuna does that. So after that, then he arrests Ashwathama, Arjuna arrests Ashwathama, and he ties him like an animal. Krishna reminds him that why are you tying him? You had vowed to kill him and behead him. So he gives various reasons that why he should be killed. So Krishna says that he's a Brahma Bandhu, he's not a Brahmana. So don't worry. You're thinking that he's a Brahmana, that's why you're not killing. Also, he's an aggressor. Even if he's a Brahmana and he becomes an aggressor, then he's no longer a Brahmana. An aggressor needs to be killed, so you can kill him. He also says that you have already promised Draupadi that you are going to kill him and bring his head. So all these various reasons he gives to Arjuna, but Arjuna doesn't kill him. He brings Ashwathama back to the military camp and he hands him over to Draupadi. Draupadi is very compassionate and she doesn't want to kill Ashwathama. And she gives various reasons why not to kill Ashwathama. She says that he is a Brahmana. Brahmana cannot be killed. Also, he is the son of Drona. Drona is your guru, and you should be having gratitude towards your guru. So how can you kill his son? Then the third reason she gives is saying that Kripi is still living. After Kripi is Drona's wife, and after Drona was killed, she still lived because Ashwathama was there. And then she further says that she doesn't want to create any pain for Kripi similar to what she's going through. Like my sons are killed now, and I'm going through so much pain. If we kill Kripi's son, then Kripi will be also in the same situation as me. I don't want to give that pain to Kripi. And then finally she says that offenses, if we do towards the Brahmanas, that will burn the entire royal family. So we should not be angering the Brahmanas. Yudhishthir Maharaj, Nakul, Sahadev, and many others who were there, they agrees with Draupadi. They support Draupadi and says that Ashwatthama shouldn't be killed. But Bhima says that no, he must be killed. So he gives his reason that how he has been aggressor, he has killed so many the Pandavas' sons, and while they were sleeping, our sons while they were sleeping. So then Lord Shri Krishna jumps in, and instead of solving the problem, he gives an equivocal instruction. He says that kill, but also not kill. So satisfy Bhima, satisfy me, satisfy Arjuna, satisfy Draupadi, Yudhishthir, as well as you remember you have taken a vow to kill him. So do all of that. Arjuna understands the meaning of what Krishna means, and what he does is he removes the jewel which is on the head of Ashwathama, and he cuts his hair and he releases him. So because the insult is similar to death for them. So that is how he fulfills all of those things. He fulfills his vow. He fulfills Draupadi and Yudhishthira's points that he should not be physically killed. But at the same time, because he got insulted, that means he is killed as well. So after this, Pandavas, Draupadi, and others, they perform the last rituals of the dead bodies of the relatives, including the sons who were just been killed. So that is where our chapter 7 had finished, and we will be entering into chapter 8 now. Let us begin. Chapter 8, Prayers by Queen Kunti and Pariksit saved. Text 1. Suta uvacha atate samparetanam swanam udakamichhatam datum sa Krishna gangayam puraskritya yayusriyaha. Who wants to read? Yes, Aparna Mataji, please go.
Prabhu, can I read?
Yeah, Aparna Mataji has raised her hand. Then the second one, you can read, Ashoka.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Suta Goswami said, thereafter the Pandavas, desiring to deliver water to the dead relatives who had desired it, went to the Ganges with Draupadi. The ladies walked in front. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So the first verse has come here. And before we actually start going through this, a quick overview of this chapter, you can see. So in this chapter, we will see that in the beginning, the first 6 verses, there is some pacification of Pandavas is given. And we will see how the Pandavas are getting pacified. And then when Lord Shri Krishna decides to leave for Dwarka, at that time Uttara comes running to him and offers prayers and mentions that this fiery iron arrow is coming towards me to kill my embryo, kill Parikshit Maharaj who's within the womb. So Lord Shri Krishna saves Parikshit Maharaj, and then after that he decides to again leave. At that time, Queen Kunti comes and offers wonderful prayers. And then towards the end, we will see that how Yudhishthir Maharaj blames himself for the entire war that happened. Also, he is blaming himself for all these people who got killed. And then Lord Shri Krishna tries to pacify him, but he is not getting pacified from Krishna. And then Krishna takes him to Bhishma Dev, which is the next chapter. So that is how this chapter is flowing. So so in this verse we saw that Pandavas, they went to take a bath in Ganges and also to offer Ganga water to the dead relatives. And it says uh, they went to Ganga to offer the water to the dead relatives who had desired it. So all the people in the in the past, they used to actually desire that they want Ganga water before they actually leave the body. And sometimes they actually die in a situation when it is not possible to give them Ganga water because they actually died on the battlefield. No one can actually come and offer Ganga water to them at that point in time. So after they have passed away as well, people can actually offer Ganga water for their dead relatives. And why Ganga water is important? Because this verse says in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains
मैंने
that
पढ़ना भी
I will mute you, Ashoka Mataji. So why the Ganga water is offered? It is in the second verse it is explained actually. It is explained that because water is sanctified due to being mixed with the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord. Because Mother Ganga originates from the lotus feet of the Lord. And because it is originating, she is originating from there, the dust of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord is actually mixed in that water. And when that water is, you actually drink that Ganga water, then you get liberated. And that is the desire of people that's why they want to actually drink that water while they are leaving their body. But even if that is not possible, the relatives can do that for them afterwards. And how do you do that? So they just take a pot full of water and then offer that back in Ganga only, remembering the relatives. And then that is how they will offer it. And that is how uh, the relatives who have left the body, they will get it. And of course, because they have gone through this uh, situation of some relative have passed away in the family, they also want to purify themselves. And they will also take bath in Ganga. So everyone, along with Draupadi, Lord Shri Krishna, everyone went there for this ritual. So Pandavas go to the holy Ganges. So second verse. Te niniyodakam sarve vilapya cha bhrisham punaha apluta haripadabja rajaputa sarijjale.
Hare
Ashoka
Krishna
Mata.
Prabhu.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Having lamented over them and sufficiently offered Ganges water, they bathe in the Ganges, whose water is sanctified due to being mixed with the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. So it is saying that they lamented. So all these devotees who went there, Pandavas, and Lord Shri Krishna was there, and if like Draupadi, and then Subhadra, and of course the next verse also explains that Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, Kunti, everyone went there, and they were lamenting. When someone departs, lamentation is natural. It is not that once you become devotee and once you understand that you are a spirit soul, you are not this body, you will not be lamenting. Lamenting is natural because the devotees' hearts are very soft. Even somebody else is lamenting, seeing that the devotee also starts lamenting. Because the tears will immediately come, seeing somebody else who is in pain. So when somebody has passed away, it is better to lament, and then all those emotions which are buried inside our heart, they will just be released. But it should not be that the lamentation should continue for the rest of our life. So why Lord Shri Krishna explained this Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, where he was explaining that we are the spirit soul and not this body, to explain that after some time all these emotions have gone through, you have gone through all these emotions, at least then the intelligence should kick in. And then you should understand that the spirit soul is still there. The spirit soul is not dead. And then you can get pacified, understanding that either the spirit soul has got another body or the spirit soul has gone back to Godhead. So that is why when somebody has left the body, lamentation is natural. But at the same time, what we should do is as it is mentioned here in this verse, we should offer something spiritual for the departed soul. If you really want to do something for the departed soul after the soul has gone, what can you do? You can't actually now do something for the body. The body is now dead and the spirit soul is now left. So it is not that you cannot do anything. You can still do some spiritual activity because the spirit soul is still there. So what kind of spiritual activities you can do? So offer the Ganga water, because that Ganga water is not an ordinary water. It is sanctified due to being mixed with the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord. That you offer to the spirit soul, it still reaches them. You chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is the best thing that you can do. Because still Ganga is far away. You can't go. So what you can do, wherever you are, if you want to actually do something for the departed soul, is you can chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and offer that prayer. Offer that prayer of Hare Krishna Mahamantra to the Supreme Lord and praying for the departed soul. And that will still reach the departed soul. So this is what we can still do for the departed souls. Okay, let's move on to the next verse. Tatrasinam kurupatim dhritarashtram sahanujam gandharim putra shokartam pratham krishnam cha madhavaha. Mantramalam Prabhuji. And then Shama Mataji of Gaurchana.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. They said the king of the Kurus, Maharaj Yudhishthira, along with his younger brothers and Dhatarashtra, Gandhari, Kunti and Draupadi, all overwhelmed with grief. Lord Krishna was also there. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. You would have noticed that here in this verse, Tatra Sinam Kurupatim is mentioned. And then Dhritarashtra is mentioned separately. Why? Because Dhritarashtra is no longer a king. He has already lost the war. So Yudhishthir Maharaj has become Kurupati. So that is why it is said the king of the Kurus, Maharaj Yudhishthir. And then along with them, there was Dhritarashtra, Sah Anujam, means all the Pandavas were there. And then Gandhari was there, Pratha, Kunti was there. And Krishnam. Krishnam means Draupadi was there. And Madhava, of course, Krishna himself was there. So all those people who were there, all were lamenting. The problem was that this war happened within a family. So because the war was on the family, all the principal warriors who had died, they were somehow or the other related to all of these people who were there. And they were lamenting for all these departed people. And Lord Shri Krishna was also related. How? He was the cousin of Pandavas. He was nephew of Queen Kunti. Now, and of course, brother of Subhadra. So Kunti and Vasudev, they were brothers and sisters. Kunti and Vasudev, they were the children of Shurasena. But then Kunti was later adopted by Kunti Bhoja, who was Shurasena's cousin, and Kunti Bhoja did not have any children. So Shurasena allowed his daughter to be adopted by Kunti Bhoja. So earlier her name was Pritha, but because Kunti Bhoja then adopted her, then her name was changed to Kunti. But still, the relationship was there. So Vasudev and Kunti, they were brother and sisters. And that is how Lord Shri Krishna was related to Pandavas. So seeing all of them lamenting, Lord Shri Krishna and all the other munis who were also accompanying them towards Ganga for all these rituals, they started pacifying them. So that is what we will see in the next verse. Santvayamasa munibhir atabandhun shucharpitan bhuteshu kalasya gatim darshayanya pratikriyam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Citing the stringent laws of the Almighty and their reactions upon living beings, Lord Shri Krishna and the Munis began to pacify those who were shocked and affected.
Srila Prabhupada, thank you, Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada writes a wonderful purport for this. Now, Lord Shri Krishna and the Munis are saying that there are these stringent laws of material nature. Sorry, it's the stringent laws made by the laws of nature, but which are made by the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. And Shri Krishna is present there. So Krishna has made these laws, stringent laws, and they are implemented by material nature. And there is going to be some reactions when you try to break those laws. So Srila Prabhupada explains that these laws of Almighty is nothing but dharma. And dharma has to be followed by everyone. Dharma is not made by people. The rules of dharma are made by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Only Lord can create the rules, or only Lord can create the dharma. Ordinary people cannot create. So this verse is explaining that everyone was shocked and affected by the effects of the war, because so many people got killed in the war. So there was a shock that someone getting killed so soon in front of you, then there is that shock that is there, and there is that effect that remains. So that is why Lord Shri Krishna and all these munis, they are trying to pacify all of these people. So Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport further. So he explains that dharma is coming from the Supreme Lord, and dharma is also to abide by the orders of the Supreme Lord. So if Krishna says that do this, because finally the Shastra or the scriptures are given by the Supreme Lord. If Krishna is present in front of you and he gives an instruction, even if that instruction, sometimes you may see that it may be against some of the scriptures, you still have to follow that instruction, because dharma is what Krishna says. So abiding the orders or following the orders of Lord Shri Krishna is dharma. And what is the instruction of Lord Shri Krishna? Srila Prabhupada explains that in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Shri Krishna has already said that surrender unto me and render service unto me. So that is the dharma of every one of us. If we do that, then we get mukti. Srila Prabhupada says here, mukti means to be reinstated in one's original spiritual status after giving up the material conception of life. So hence, he is explaining that this human form of life must be used for coming out of Maya. If you don't use that for coming out of Maya and you get entangled further in Maya, then we are not utilizing this human form of life properly. So that is why the stringent laws of dharma which are given, we have to follow them. And basically, all of these rules and regulations, finally they come to this one basic rule: always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. If you are able to do that, then you are following the dharma. You don't have to actually worry about all these other rituals, the processes and whatever. If you are able to follow them, okay. But otherwise, just always remember Krishna, never forget him. And Srila Prabhupada has given a simple solution. For always remembering Krishna, you chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And you don't want to forget Krishna, then don't get entangled in material activities too much, which means follow the 4 relative principles. So following 4 relative principles will help us in not forgetting Krishna. And chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra will help us in always remembering Krishna. So that is what we have to all do. Those hands which are raised, are they for any questions or for reading?
Reading.
Okay. Reading? Fine. Okay. Then we'll continue.
I have a question.
Okay, Prabhuji. Please go ahead.
Prabhuji, one quick question. So, during a Kurukṣetra war, Yudhishthira Maharaj actually, Krishna instructed him to say, Ashwathama atah kunjaraha, like, the
Narova Kunjarava.
Yes. So, and Yudhishthira Maharaj followed, but then, in the end, he had to spend a little bit of time for that, in Narak, because he lied. So, even though he followed the instruction of Krishna, he had to go to Narak for like, have hell for like that bit, and then he had come out. So how should we take that, Prabhuji?
Yeah, our acharyas doesn't support that, Prabhuji. So anything that you follow the Krishna's words, there is no reaction that you will get. So generally that part comes when the scriptures or at the end of Mahabharata is actually explaining from the Karma Kanda perspective. But whereas if you actually see the Srimad Bhagavatam says that these Pandavas went to the spiritual world. So it is not supporting this concept that because he lied, he had to actually spend some time in hell, and then he went. He even if he went to hell for a while, he actually went to actually take everyone with him. The devotees actually goes anywhere to help all the living entities to take them back to Godhead. So somehow or the other connect to the Supreme Lord. And people may actually speculate then different things based on what has happened.
Okay.
But only the Vaishnava Acharyas who knows the heart of the Supreme Lord very well can understand what exactly happened and what was Lord's purpose even in some activities like that which are happening.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, let us move on. Verse number 5. Sadhayitva jatashatro swam rajyam kitavaiभृतम् घातयित्वा सतो राज्ञा kachasparshakshataयुषः. Raju Prabhu, then Adidevi Mataji, then Shama Mataji, and then Aparna Mataji in that sequence. Number 5.
The clever Duryodhan and his party cunningly usurped the kingdom of Yudhishthir, who had no enemy. By the grace of the Lord, the recovery was executed. And the unscrupulous king who joined with Duryodhan were killed by him. Others also died, the duration of life having decreased for their rough handling of the hair of Queen Draupadi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. It's an amazing verse. It explains what has happened. So it says that Duryodhana and his party, they cunningly usurped or they took over the kingdom of Yudhishthira. They did not take it nicely. They were cunning. And Yudhishthir Maharaj had no enemies. He is called as Ajatashatru. And it seems that it is contradictory. Because it had just been explained that Duryodhana was his enemy and he cunningly took away the kingdom from Yudhishthir Maharaj. But still it is said that Yudhishthir Maharaj was Ajatashatru. Why? Because Yudhishthir Maharaj doesn't become enemy of his enemy. Even if other people think that he is their enemy, Yudhishthir Maharaj doesn't think that those people are his enemy. So in his heart, he has no enemies. That is why he is Ajatashatru. So others may consider him as enemy, but Yudhishthir Maharaj, his heart is always pure. He doesn't consider anyone as his enemy. Even Duryodhana, he doesn't consider him as his enemy. So Duryodhana and his party has cunningly taken away the kingdom, but then recovery was done by Lord Shri Krishna's mercy. By the grace of the Lord, the recovery was executed. So Lord Shri Krishna clearly says that I am coming here to re-establish Dharma. So he has to actually do this. He has appeared for re-establishing Dharma, and Dharma is on the side of Yudhishthir Maharaj. So he came and he made sure that the kingdom was recovered as well as Dharma was also recovered. So by his grace, it was done. And it is mentioned in the second part, like last part of that verse, that Duryodhana and all his people supporting him, they died. Why? Because their duration of life was decreased by rough handling of hair of Queen Draupadi. So they were directly involved, like Duryodhan, Dushasan, Karna, they were directly involved. And all these other people were present there. Drona, Bhishma, Dhritarashtra, they were all present there. So there, they allowed this to happen, that Queen Draupadi, who was a chaste wife, chaste lady, they tried to disrobe her. And because of that insult that they did for Draupadi, then their life duration was reduced by the Supreme Lord. And very beautiful purport Srila Prabhupada has written there. We are going to read some of it. So who was next? You can start reading. I think Adi Devi Mataji, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Please start reading the purport of verse 5.
Purport of verse 5. Okay. In the glorious days or before the advent of the age of Kali, the Brahmanas, the cows, the women, the children, and the old men were properly given protection. The protection of the Brahmana maintains the institution of Varna and Ashrama, the most scientific culture for attainment of spiritual life. The protection of cows maintains the most miraculous form of food, that is milk, for maintaining the finer tissues of the brain for understanding higher aims of life. The protection of women maintains chastity of the society by which we can get a good generation for peace, tranquility, and progress of life. The protection of children gives the human form of life its best chance to prepare the way of liberty from material bondage. Such protection of children begins from the very day of begetting a child by the purificatory process of Garbhodam Samskar, the beginning of pure life. The protection of old men gives them a chance to prepare themselves for a better life after death.
Yeah, that's
This
fine.
complete
Thank you.
outlook is based.
Thank you. So 5 types of praja is mentioned here, which needs to be given protection. So first of all, Brahmanas. And Srila Prabhupada explains why Brahmana needs to be protected. Because Varna and Ashrama is maintained by them. Not materially maintained by them, but spiritually maintained by them. So they are disseminating or giving this knowledge to the entire society, how the Varna and Ashrama needs to be maintained. And they also become a good role models in front of everyone. So that is why Brahmanas must be protected. If Brahmanas are not there, who's going to guide the remaining Varnas and remaining Ashramas, all the Ashramas? Then cow needs to be protected. Why? Because cow gives milk. And Srila Prabhupada is explaining that the milk maintains the finer tissues of the brain, which are important for understanding the higher aim of life. So if you want to make spiritual progress, that spiritual knowledge can be understood by drinking cow milk properly. So we can understand it properly if we drink cow milk. Then woman needs to be protected. Why? Because when women are protected, then the chastity of the society will get protected. And then we will get good generation for peace, tranquility, and progress of life. And then children and old people needs to be protected. Why children? Because human form is very precious. Because it gives, this human form gives the opportunity to pursue this higher truths of life, and then we can get liberated. So if someone has received this human form, then we have to make sure that those children should be protected so that they get that opportunity fully. And old people, they need to be protected because at that time, we have to actually give them a chance. It says that the protection of the old men gives them a chance to prepare themselves for better life after death. Men means men and women both. So old people needs to be protected so that we can give them a chance to prepare for better life after death. So after retirement, it is not that we have now free time to watch all the movies. We can do a lot of shopping. We can do many other things which we didn't do before. So retirement, after that, we have to actually spend all the time so that we can prepare for the life after death. So that is where the time should be spent by everyone. And if you'd have one common theme that you can see in these all 5, Brahmanas, cow, women, children, old people, is that all of this protection is revolving around some spiritual progress. Like Varna and Ashrama can be maintained, or the finer tissues which will help in spiritual life that can be given. Then the goods generation will come by protecting women. then people can have peace, tranquility, and progress of life. Or children needs to be protected because human life is precious for making spiritual progress. Old people can prepare for better life after death. So you can see that all this protection is talking about is related to spiritual progress, because the human life is for making spiritual progress. So what to speak of killing these five, these who are supposed to be protected? Even insulting them reduces the duration of life. So as these five are not protected, duration of life in Kali Yuga is reduced. You can see that the cows are not protected, Brahmanical culture is not protected, women are not protected, children are aborted, and the old people also are not given the opportunity to prepare for their better life after death. So none of them are getting protected. That is why in Kali Yuga, the life span is getting reduced. So we can learn from it that all these five should be protected: Brahmanas, cows, women, children, and old people. So we should, at least we can be the example for everyone that we can try to protect all of these, whatever we can contribute towards it. And that is how we can make sure that the Lord will be pleased, because he has given this dharma, he has given these instructions to protection. Okay, let us move on. We are running a bit slow currently, but we will go ahead. Now we are on verse number 6. Okay, let's read the translation directly.
Lord Sri Krishna caused 3 well-performed Ashwamedha Yagyas to be conducted by Maharaj Yudhishthir, and thus caused the virtuous fame to be glorified in all and thus caused his virtuous fame to be glorified in all directions, like that of Indra, who had performed 100 such sacrifices.
Thank you, Maharaj. So this verse is explaining that after some time has passed, it is not that immediately they came from Ganga and then they have done this yagyas. No, after some time has passed, then Krishna helped and he encouraged Yudhishthir Maharaj to perform the Ashwamedha yagyas. 3 Ashwamedha yagyas he did. And one Ashwamedha yagya itself is very, very hard to do. Now Yudhishthir Maharaj performed 3 Ashwamedha yagyas. And interestingly, it is said that and this thus caused his virtuous fame to be glorified in all directions, like that of Indra. Now, Indra had done 100 sacrifices, 100 Ashwamedha yagyas. Only then he got the opportunity to become Indra. So Indra did 100 Ashwamedha yagyas, and Yudhishthir Maharaj only did 3 Ashwamedha yagyas. But Yudhishthir Maharaja's fame and glory is equivalent to Indra's fame and glory. Why? Srila Prabhupada explains that devotees' 3 sacrifices are equal to Indra's 100 sacrifices, because devotee is always in he's always thinking about Lord Shri Krishna. So what specifically? Yeah. So towards the end of the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, but a devotee of the Lord is more glorified because he is always in touch with the All Great. Now, Indra is also a devotee, but he is mainly a materialistic devotee. He is not a pure devotee. So that is why his 100 sacrifices, whatever he got by doing 100 sacrifices, Yudhishthir Maharaj got it just by 3 sacrifices. So what we can understand is less effort, maximum result. Be a pure devotee. 3 sacrifices of Yudhishthir Maharaj were equal to 100 sacrifices done by Indra. And it is possible for a devotee only by the mercy of the Lord. So devotee do not have to actually put so much effort as the materialistic people have to actually put. With some little effort, they can get maximum result. The bhakti process is like that. There is endeavor that is there, but a lot of the result that comes to us is by the mercy of the Supreme Lord. So endeavor and mercy, both. And main contribution comes from the mercy part. But the mercy only comes when we put some little endeavor that we have to put very sincerely. Okay. Next verse. Who's reading the translation? Next verse.
It's me, Prabhuji. Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
go ahead.
Prabhuji, I have got a clarification. I need a clarification from verse number 5. Is that okay? Or should I just park it for
Yeah,
later?
if you can park, Mataji, we will
Sure.
just go ahead with the.
Okay, Prabhuji, no problem. So verse number 7, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Lord Shri Krishna then prepared for his departure. He invited the sons of Pandu, after having been worshipped by the Brahmanas, headed by Srila Vyasadeva. The Lord also reciprocated greetings. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So this in the 7th verse. Now Krishna has now prepared for his departure. So now the Mahabharata war has finished long time ago. He has now spent time, he went with them to Ganga, then he has performed his 3 Ashwamedha Yagyas, and after some time after that as well, now he has decided to go back to Dwarka. He is not the resident of Hastinapur. He has to still go to Dwarka. The people are waiting there for him. So he decided that, okay, I will now go from Hastinapur to Dwarka. So he he invited the sons of Pandu. Now this is interesting, right? So you have come to Hastinapur, but while living from there to going to Dwarka, he's saying that now you come. You all come to Dwarka. So this will just keep going. So you come to Hastinapur, then they will go to Dwarka, then again they will, Krishna will come to Hastinapur. So this is how it will keep going. And Arjuna really went, if you know the pastime. So he invited and Arjuna went. So he wanted to spend some more time with Lord Shri Krishna. Anyway, so he invited the sons of Pandu, and after having been worshipped by the Brahmanas. Now, interestingly, Lord Shri Krishna is performing the role of a Kshatriya. And the Kshatriyas are supposed to worship the Brahmanas. But here we can see the Brahmanas were worshipping him. And it was not that these Brahmanas were some ordinary Brahmanas who did not know about the scriptural knowledge. These Brahmanas included Vyasadeva, who knows everything. Why the Brahmanas are worshipping Supreme Lord, who is performing the role of Krishna, because they know that he's not a Kshatriya, he's not a Brahmana, he's not a Vaishya, he's not a Shudra. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he's just performing a role, he's performing a part. But just to go through this custom that he's still a Kshatriya, Lord Shri Krishna also reciprocated with them by offering some greetings to keep this social order that Kshatriya should be obedient to Brahmanas. And when Lord Shri Krishna comes, he is trying to follow the social custom to set an example. And then he invited sons of Pandu, and then he's about to go. Let us see what happens. Uma
Hare
Mataji, go
Krishna.
ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. As soon as he seated himself on the chariot to start for Dwarka, he saw Uttaras hurrying towards him in fear. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so now some drama is happening again. Now everything has happened and he is about to go. And at that time, he sees that Uttara comes runningly towards him, and she seems to be in fear. Let us there is a small purport which is quite interesting. Let us read that as well. Sudhanva Prabhu or Sudharma Mataji, who's next? You can read.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. All the members of the family of the Pandavas were completely dependent on the protection of the Lord, and therefore the Lord protected all of them in all circumstances. The Lord protects everyone, but one who depends completely upon him is especially looked after by the Lord. The father is more attentive to the little son who is exclusively dependent on the father. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. This is quite interesting that Lord protects everyone, but one who depends completely upon him, who's completely surrendered unto him. For them, the Lord is especially looking after them. So this is what is happening. And Srila Prabhupada gives this example that, of course, the father is equal to all the children, but the youngest one who is more dependent on the father. So the father actually gives more love and more attention to that little son. So that is how it is. So if we are completely dependent on the Supreme Lord and taking complete shelter of the Supreme Lord, then the Lord will also reciprocate with us accordingly. Now the next two verses are the prayers of Uttara. So Uttara has come and she is now speaking to, she is in fear and she is speaking to Lord Shri Krishna. Uttaro vacha pahi pahi mahayogin deva deva jagatpate nanyam tvad abhayam pashe yatra mrityu parasparam.
Uttara said, O Lord of the law, O Lord of Lords, Lord of the universe, you are the greatest of mystics. Please protect me, for there is no one else who can save me from the clutches of death in this world of duality.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So Uttara is coming and she's saying, Pahi Pahi, save me, save me. And why she is coming to Lord Shri Krishna? Because there are Pandavas as well standing there. Now Pandavas are very strong. Arjuna, Yudhishthir, Bhima, they are very powerful warriors. But when Uttara came, she did not take shelter of these Pandavas. She took shelter of Lord Shri Krishna directly and asked for protection from him. Why? Because she's saying that, oh Lord Shri Krishna, you are Mahayogi, you are greatest of mystics. You are Deva Deva. So you are the Deva of the Devas. So you are the Lord of even the Devatas. You are Jagatpati, you are the Lord of the universe. So please protect me. There is no one else who can save me from the clutches of death in this world of duality. And what is her problem? So she explains that in the next verse. Like why she is asking for this protection. That is coming in the next one. Abhidravati Mamisha Sharastaptayaso Vibho Kamam Dahatu Mam Natha Mame Garbho Nipatyatam. Go ahead, Surananda Prabhuji, then Bhageshwari Mataji, and then Shama Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. O my Lord, you are all powerful. A fiery iron arrow is coming towards me fast. My Lord, let it burn me personally, if you so desire. But please do not let it burn and abort my embryo. Please do me this favor, my Lord.
So, Uttara is saying and explaining the problem that she is facing. She is saying that, oh Lord, you are all powerful, and you are the protector. I can see this fiery iron arrow is coming towards me, and it is coming very fast. And I don't worry about myself. Let this arrow burn me personally. If you desire so, let this arrow kill me. But please protect. Please protect whom? Please protect my embryo. Please let it not burn and abort my embryo. Please do me this favor. In purport, Srila Prabhupada says, Uttara was the daughter of a great king, the wife of a great hero, the student of a great devotee, and latter she was the mother of a good king also. She was fortunate in every respect. So Uttara is glorified by Srila Prabhupada in so many different ways. Uttara is the daughter of King Virat. He is the king of Matsya Desha, where Pandavas stayed for the last 1 year of their exile. She is the wife of great hero, who is Abhimanyu. Student of a great devotee. She is the student of Arjuna. In that 1 year of exile, if you remember, Arjuna, because of the curse that he received, he became an eunuch. And then he was given the service of teaching dance to Uttara. So Arjuna is the dance teacher for Uttara. And later she became the mother of a good king, Pariksit. So she's surrounded by everyone. And now we can see in next few verses, we will understand that she is the only personality who had Parikshit Maharaj, who is the pure devotee of the Supreme Lord, and the Supreme Lord both in her womb. Because Krishna had to actually enter the womb to protect Parikshit Maharaj. So she is the only personality who had the great devotee as well as the Supreme Personality of Godhead together inside her womb. Let us go to next verse. So Suta Goswami is explaining now that what is happening. Suta Uvacha Upadharya Vachastasya Bhagavan Bhakta Vatsalaha. So Bhagavan Bhakta Vatsala is mentioned here. Apandavam idam kartum dronair astram abudhyata.
Suta Goswami said, having patiently heard her words, Lord Sri Krishna, who is always very affectionate to his devotees, could at once understand that Ashwadhama, the son of Dronacharya, had thrown the Brahmastra to finish the last life in the Pandava family.
So Ashwathama has been punished. He was insulted, but he hasn't understood his lesson yet. He is still firing the Brahmastra. And it is explained that he actually has fired two Brahmastras. One, he has fired towards the Pandavas so that they will get killed, all 5 Pandavas. And one Brahmastra he has fired towards the embryo of which is within the womb of Uttara. Because Ashwathama is now completely gone mad. He wants to kill everyone, all the male members of the Pandu dynasty. So everyone will be finished. So he's thinking that, okay, if I am insulted like this, I will kill you all. So Krishna is not going to allow this, of course. He is a Bhakta Vatsala. Bhakta Vatsala means he who is very affectionate towards his devotees. Lord Shri Krishna immediately understood that Uttara has mentioned that this fiery iron arrow is coming towards me, but Lord Shri Krishna understood immediately that Ashwathama has fired Brahmastra to finish the last year of Pandavas. All the descendants of the Pandavas he wants to finish off. Lord Shri Krishna wanted Yudhishthir and after him Parikshit Maharaj to rule the world. Why he wanted it? Because both were devotees. If the devotees are ruling the world, then the people in their kingdom will also become devotees. And then they would want to come out of the material world. If Duryodhana remained the king, like earlier, what was the problem? Actually, Duryodhana, Dushasan, when all the Pandavas were in exile for 13 years, it was not that they were ruling the kingdom very poorly. They were also good administrators. They were also administrating the kingdom properly. But what kind of example they are setting for everyone? Are they establishing dharma? If the king of the kingdom, he is ready to disrobe a queen, Queen Draupadi, inside the assembly, what kind of example he is setting in front of his subjects? They will think that this is okay. My king himself is doing, so I can insult the woman anywhere and as I like. And of course, that is one. And the second one is they did not believe in Krishna. They were not surrendering or they are not worshipping the Supreme Lord. So, of course, as they are the atheist, their subjects will also become atheist over a period of time. And that is why Krishna wanted to change the ruler. He wanted to remove Duryodhan and make sure Yudhishthir Maharaj and after that Parikshit Maharaj, who are the pure devotees of the Supreme Lord, they become the rulers so that the entire kingdom, the people in the entire kingdom, they will also become devotees and they will also want to come out of this material world. Okay, next verse, 12th translation.
O foremost among the great thinkers, Munis, Shaunaka, seeing the glaring Brahmastra proceeding towards them, the Pandavas took up their 5 respective weapons.
Yeah. So the Brahmastra is not only going towards Parikshit Maharaj within the womb of Uttara, but also they are coming towards now the Pandavas. So Pandavas, to protect themselves, they took their own weapons. Let us see what happens. 13. Go ahead, Mataji. Uma Mataji, and then Aparna
Yes.
Mataji.
The Almighty Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, having observed that a great danger was befalling his unalloyed devotees, who are fully surrendered soul, at once took up his Sudarshana disc to protect them. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So this Brahmastra was approaching all male members of Pandu's family, 5 Pandavas and Parikshit, who was in the womb. And in the verse it is mentioned that these Pandavas are Ananya Vishayatmana. They were fully surrendered to Krishna. And Lord Shri Krishna saw that there was no time left for Pandavas to counteract this Brahmastra. So he said, okay, these are my Ananya devotees. They are fully surrendered to me. How can I let them be killed by this Brahmastra? He said, that's not happening. So if they can't protect themselves, I will protect them. So he saw that there was no time left for Pandavas. So he took his own Sudarshan Chakra to protect them. He did not wait for anyone else to protect. He jumped himself. Now, if you see that this is still part of, we can think of as part of the Mahabharata war that is happening, because Ashwathama is still there. He was, he's taking this revenge because of his insult that happened at the end of the Mahabharata. And Lord Shri Krishna had said that he will not lift any weapons. So he broke his own vow again of not lifting the weapon. He decided that it is better to be known as Bhakta Vatsala than to be known as a moralist who never breaks one's vows. Srila Prabhupada says actually this. In the last line of the purport, very beautiful. He says, Srila Prabhupada is saying, he preferred to continue as Bhakta Vatsala than to be a worldly moralist who never breaks his solemn vow. So if he had to actually think that I want to become a good moralist who is keeping his vows, or I want to become a Bhakta Vatsala, and he chose that I want to become a Bhakta Vatsala. I want to protect my devotees. Forget about my vows. That's fine. Even if people say that whatever I say, I don't follow, I don't care. But people should not say that I don't protect my devotees. Okay, let's go to the next verse.
The Lord of Supreme Mysticism, Sri Krishna, resides within everyone's heart as a Paramatma. As such, just to protect the progeny of the Kuru dynasty, he covered the embryo of Uttara by his personal energy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Krishna is present outside and he's protecting with Sudarshan Chakra all the Pandavas. But at the same time, he also went inside the womb of Uttara. And he covered the embryo with his own energy. Because he's Paramatma. He can be present inside and outside both. He is within us. He is outside us. So from outside and inside, Krishna is protecting Parikshit Maharaj. And actually more details of how Parikshit was saved is explained from Parikshit Maharaj's viewpoint in the 12th chapter from verse 7 to 11. We will quickly go there and read the translations because it is in this context 1:12:7. Whoever reaches there first can start reading 1:12:7.
I can read.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just translation, right?
Translations, correct.
O son of Braghu Sonaka, When the child Pariksit, the great fighter, was in the womb of his mother, Uttara, and was suffering from burning heat of Brahmastra thrown by Ashwatthama, he could observe the Supreme Lord coming to him.
Next one. Continue, bro.
Yes, the Lord, was only thumb high, but he was all transcendental. He had a very beautiful blackish infallible body, and he wore a dress of lightning yellow and helmet blazing gold. Thus he was seen by the child.
Next.
He,
Two more.
The Lord was enriched with 4 hands, earrings of molten gold, and eyes blood red with fury. As he loitered about, his club constantly encircled him like a shooting star. The Lord was thus engaged in vanquishing the radiation of the Brahmastra, just as the sun evaporates the drop of dew. He was absorbed by the child, who thought about who he was.
Yeah. So one more verse can also be read. But anyway, I think we got the understanding that how Lord Shri Krishna went inside the womb and he took a very small figure, like a thumb high. And Parikshit Maharaj was conscious within the womb and he was able to see, and he's explaining the features of the Supreme Lord. So he saw and he was wondering, who's this personality who's trying to save me? And he was explained that he was so powerful that with his effulgence, just like the sun evaporates the mist, drop of mist, like that, he just counteracted this Brahmastra's effulgence. It was such a power that he was exhibiting. And it is said that he was very angry. His eyes was red with fury. With that anger, he was thinking, how come my child, my devotee who's within the womb, and somebody is trying to kill him? So he was very angry. The Bhaktivedanta father is very angry that his devotee is getting attacked. So let us come back. Let's go to the next verse. So we can see that Krishna counteracts Ashwatthama's Brahmastra by covering her embryo by his personal energy. Next two verses. 15.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. O Shaunaka, although the supreme Brahmastra weapon released by Ashwatthama was irresistible and without check or counteraction, it was neutralized and foiled when confronted by the strength of Vishnu, Lord Krishna. Hare
You
Krishna.
can read the next one as well, Mataji.
O Brahmanas, do not think this to be specially wonderful in the activities of the mysterious and infallible personality of Godhead. By his own transcendental energy, he maintains and annihilates all material things, although he himself is unborn.
Thank you, Mataji. So Brahmastra is very powerful. And it is said that it is irresistible and it has no counteraction. The only way you can counteract the Brahmastra, which we have seen before, previously in the previous chapter, Krishna had given the remedy that only a Brahmastra can counteract the Brahmastra, another Brahmastra, and then the only way is to retract them, who knows how to retract them. So Brahmastra is very powerful and nothing else except for a Brahmastra can counteract it. But that is only materially true. It can be neutralized, as it is saying there, it neutralized and foiled when confronted by the strength of Lord Vishnu. So materially speaking, it is irresistible and without counteraction, but there is nothing that cannot be counteracted by the Supreme Lord himself, because the material energy is his own energy. So all of these Brahmastra and all of these are also coming from his energy, so it is easy for him. And the 16th verse is explaining that everyone is thinking Shaunaka Rishi and everything. Oh, how come this happened? So Suta Goswami is saying that what is so amazing in this? Why are you so much thinking that it was amazing that this Brahmastra was counteracted? The Supreme Lord is the maintainer. He is the creator, maintainer, and annihilator of all material things. So what to speak of this Brahmastra? He is unrivaled. So it is not very difficult for him to counteract a Brahmastra. So don't be so much amazed by just this small activity. His glories are much more than this. Next verse, 17th.
Thus, saved from the radiation of the Brahmastra, Kunti, the chaste devotee of the Lord, and her 5 sons, and Draupadi addressed Lord Krishna as he started for home.
So now Pandavas are saved, and Parikshit Maharaj within the womb of Uttara is also saved. So seeing this, Kunti Maharani, she is actually, it says that not only Kunti is offering this prayer, but Kunti, along with her 5 sons and Draupadi, addressed Lord Krishna as he started for home. So all of them together are offering this prayer, but of course Kunti is leading it. So this is where Queen Kunti's prayers are going to start. So around 17 to 43, 42 or 43 is the prayer. So we can see how Krishna is Bhaktavatsala. From this pastime, we have seen that Lord Krishna loves his devotees and he's ready to protect them even at the cost of breaking his vows, his own vow. So there is nothing more important for Lord Shri Krishna than his devotees. And the devotee should also have this feeling, this mood. And there is nothing more important for me in this world apart from Lord Shri Krishna and his service. When we have this mood, we will experience the reciprocation of the Krishna in the same mood, where he will say that no matter what, I will protect my devotee. So Krishna is Bhakta Vassal and he is ready to protect his devotees no matter what. Okay, 43. 18 to 43 is now the prayers of Queen Kunti. We will cover few verses from this prayer and then continue the remaining verses in the next session. Still have 45 minutes, so hopefully around till 26 I am planning to do. Kunti uvacha namaste purusham tvadyam ishwaram prakrute param alaksham sarva bhutanam antarbahir avasthitam. This is a very wonderful verse, one of the verses that we should memorize. So let us recite. Everyone, you can follow me. Kunti uvacha
Kunti Vacha.
namaste purusham tvadyam
Namaste Purusham Tvadyam
ishwaram prakrute param
Ishwaram Prakrite Param
alaksham sarva bhutanam
Alaksham Sarvabhutanam
antarbahir avasthitam.
Antarbahiravastitam.
Anyone wants to recite yourself?
I can.
Yeah, go ahead, Mataji. Shama Mataji.
Kunte uvacha namaste purusham twadhyam ishwaram prakrite param alaksham sarvabhutanam antarbahiravastitam.
Okay, thank you. Let us read the translation.
Shrimati Kunti said, O Krishna, I offer my obeisances unto you because you are the original personality and are unaffected by the qualities of the material world. You are existing both within and without everything, yet you are invisible to all. Hare Krishna.
Very beautiful first verse of the prayer. And why she has to actually say this? Because Kunti is elder to Krishna. Krishna is her nephew. So from that aspect, so one, she is elder, plus Krishna is the nephew. So from both age and the relationship perspective, she should be receiving the respect from Krishna. But here she is offering the prayers. Hence, at the beginning itself, she is making it clear that she knows that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he's just playing a part. Like in drama, he's just playing a part of her nephew. So she is explaining that Krishna, even though you have appeared here as my nephew, but you are the original person. You are the Purusham Adyam. You are the original person. You are unaffected by the material qualities and modes. You are Ishwaram, but Prakrute Param. You are Para to Prakruti. These material qualities, material modes doesn't affect you. And you are Antar Bahir Avasthitam. You are inside and outside. But still, Alaksham Sarva Bhutana. Still you are not visible. Still you are invisible to everyone. And Srila Prabhupada nicely explained why he is invisible. Srila Prabhupada says that Lord Shri Krishna reserves the right of not being exposed to persons who are not surrendered souls. So he has created this curtain of Maya, and that curtain of Maya controls the limited vision of the rebellious souls. And it is further explained in the next verse as well. So Kunti is very clear that, O Lord Shri Krishna, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You are the original person. You are appearing in front of us, but you are not affected by the material modes like all of us are affected. You are inside and outside, but still people are not able to recognize you. You are invisible. Why? Is next verse. Maya Javanika Channam Adnyadhyokshajam Avyayam Na Lakshase Mudadrisha Nato Natya Dharo Yatha. Ajupru.
Being beyond the range of limited sense perception, you are the eternally irreproachable factor covered by the curtain of deluding energy. You are invisible to the foolish observer, exactly as an actor dressed as a player. Exactly as an actor dressed as a player is not recognized. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, very wonderful verse. It is said Maya Javanika. Javanika means like a curtain that is there. So Krishna may ask that if you are saying that I am inside and outside of everyone, then why no one approaches me? Why they are not approaching me? So Kunti is saying because there is this Maya Javanika that is there. There is a curtain of Maya that is there which is covering you. Actually, it is covering Krishna means it is covering us. Krishna doesn't get affected by Maya. That is already explained in the previous verse. But that curtain affects us. It is also mentioned that he is Adhokshajam. Adhokshajam means someone who is beyond the sense perception. You cannot know Krishna by your material senses. So Srila Prabhupada explains that this experimental knowledge that I want to see God by my own eyes. So many people say that show me God first, then I will believe in him. So Srila Prabhupada says that this is not going to work because he is Adhokshaja. These people will never get to know the God because they are trying to understand God by their sense perception, which is not possible. We can know Krishna by only his mercy. Adhokshajam and his Avyayam. Avyayam means he is eternally faultless. He is perfect and complete. But our senses are then covered by this curtain of Maya. And he becomes invisible because of that to foolish people, exactly as an actor dressed as a player is not recognized. If in the drama, this actor is dressed properly in that particular role, then sometimes you are not even able to recognize, oh, this is such and such actor. It is not like Bollywood movies that you can immediately make out that this is the same person. But in the proper dramas, if they are dressed in a way that you cannot even make out that, oh, this is the person that I know. In Bhagavad Gita as well, it is mentioned by Lord Shri Krishna in the 9th chapter. He says, Avajananti mam mudha manushim tanum ashritam. The fools, they deride me when I descend in the human form. So they do not understand that Krishna is transcendental. They think that when he comes here, he is also taking the material body just like all of us. So that is what Kunti Maharani is also saying here. And Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport very nicely. He says that when the Lord himself appears amongst us as Rama, Narsimha, Varaha, or in his original form as Krishna, he performs many wonderful acts which are humanly impossible. So many acts are done. And then he gives examples for Lord Shri Krishna himself. He said that he killed Putana when he was only few days old. When she put poison on her breast to kill him, he not only sucked the poison, but he also sucked the life from Putana and killed her. Then he lifted Govardhan Hill for 7 days and 7 nights, like a child holds a mushroom. Then further, Srila Prabhupada says that he spoke Bhagavad Gita. That is also superhuman. He gave the summary of all the Vedic knowledge impromptu, he has given that in 700 verses. Then he exhibited great qualities and capacity as a hero, as a householder, as a renouncer. All of these are mentioned in the purport. And then he was accepted as a supreme personality of Godhead by so many great personalities like Vyasa, Devala, Asita, Narada, Madhva, Shankara, Ramanuja, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jiva Goswami, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, and all other authorities of the line. Not only all of these people recognized him, he himself declared it in authentic scriptures. Yet there are people who can't accept him as God. And that is why they are foolish. If so many things are there present in front of their eyes, but still they can't recognize him as the supreme personality of Godhead, like Duryodhana and Dushasana, and so all the Kauravas did not recognize. That's why they are called foolish. Let's go to the next verse. Tatha Paramahamsanam Muninam Amalatmanam Bhakti Yoga Vidhanartham Katham Pashyemahi Striyaha. Aparna Mataji. Go ahead.
You yourself descend to propagate the transcendental science of devotional service unto the hearts of the advanced transcendentalist and mental speculator who are purified by being able to discriminate between matter and spirit. How, then, can we women know you perfectly? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Kunti Maharani is saying further that you descend to propagate bhakti. So to give bhakti to whom? You are giving it to advanced transcendentalists, Paramhamsas, and the great philosophers, Munis, and the liberated sages, which are Amala, who are Amala Atmanams. And still, these people also, some of these great people also are not able to understand you. So how can a woman who are very simple-minded, they can know you perfectly? So she is talking about herself. Now she has actually, she knows Krishna properly, which from the first verse itself, we can understand that she knows Krishna as he is. But she is taking the humble position. And she is saying that how can a woman like me understand you perfectly? Actually, the Supreme Lord, Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport, Supreme Lord cannot be known by great learning or education, or if you have a great brain as well, you can't know him. You can only know him by his mercy. So we are going to read a small part of the purport, which is very beautifully explaining towards the end, where it says, the Lord is so kind that. Surananda Prabhu, can you find that in the purport? The Lord is so kind that. 4-5 lines from the bottom of the purport. Anyone else has found it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, go ahead and read it.
The Lord is so kind that he does not show special favor only to one who is great philosopher. He knows the sincerity of purpose. For this reason only, women generally assemble in great number in any sort of religious function. In every country and in every sect of religion, it appears that the women are more interested than the men. This simplicity of acceptance of the Lord's authority is more effective than showy, insincere religious fervor. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So here it is very wonderfully explained by Srila Prabhupada why women are getting more attracted towards all these religious processes. And he says that it is universal. You go to any country, any religion, and you will see that there are more women are there in the temple than men. Why? Because men's brain are complicated. Women are very simple-hearted. Because of this simplicity, they are able to very sincerely and quickly accept Lord's authority. Men, it is very difficult. They have, with their complicated brain, they will start thinking, "Arey, aisa hi kyun, waisa hi kyun? I have so many questions. You answer my questions first, then I will consider." And they will require some complicated process to understand and follow. Only then it is possible for them. But women are simple-hearted. They will immediately accept. Arey, haan, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You are asking me to surrender. Okay, I'll surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And because of this sincerity and simplicity that is there in their heart, they can immediately follow this process. And this last line is quite important. The simplicity of acceptance of the Lord's authority is more effective. They become devotees of the Supreme Lord quickly, and they become good devotees. Why? Because the simplicity of accepting the Lord as the Supreme, that actually is more effective than showy, insincere religious fervor. You do many other complicated things, Lord is not interested. He is not getting impressed by all this showiness, showing off something that you know this, 700 verses by heart. Okay, so what? Krishna says that has nothing to do with me. If you do not have some feeling for me in your heart, you can have 700 verses. You may know the entire 18,000 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. But if you still do not understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you are supposed to serve him and surrender to him, then nothing is achieved. So you can show off many of the things, but if they are insincere, they are ineffective. Knowing 700 verses is very good, but we should also have sincere devotion. That is more important. So that is what is explained here. So Kunti Maharani, even though she is saying that we women, how can we know you? But as long as you have simplicity and sincerity towards Lord Shri Krishna, anyone can know Lord Shri Krishna. And after saying that, how can we know? She is doing Nama Sankirtana. Next verse. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Very wonderful verse. We actually always, everyone, I'm muting some people. Okay, Ashoka Mataji, please remain muted so that the background noise doesn't disturb everyone else. Thank you. So this verse, even those who do not know anything of Srimad Bhagavatam about Krishna, they also know about this verse. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah. And this is spoken by Queen Kunti. And what is she saying? She is basically taking various different names of Lord Shri Krishna. So she is saying, my brother and my sister-in-law, Devaki and Vasudev, they were very fortunate. Why? Because you appeared as their son. So she is taking various different names. Krishna, first is Krishnaya. Krishna means Krishna himself, the all-attractive Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vasudeva. Vasudeva is son of Vasudev. And Devaki Nandana. So son of Devaki, one who gives pleasure to Devaki as well. And Nanda Gopakumaraya. So he is a boy of Nanda and other cowherd men in Vrindavan. And also Govinda. Govinda means he is the enlivener or one who gives pleasure to the cows and the senses. Srila Prabhupada makes a case in the purport that why Krishna is very merciful as compared to all the other incarnations. What he's saying that Krishna is more approachable and merciful than the other incarnations. Why? So he gives an example. See, Lord Ram, he remained the son of a king from his childhood till the end. So because he remained like a prince and then he became a king, he was not very approachable. But Krishna, as soon as he was born, he left for Vrindavan, where he lived as an ordinary boy and he performed various pastimes with everyone. So he was very, very approachable. So that is why he is more approachable, more merciful, because anyone and everyone was able to approach him. Then it is mentioned, Srila Prabhupada also says that Devaki, Vasudev and Nanda Yashoda are also mentioned. Yashoda Mataji is not mentioned, but Nanda is assumed that Nanda and Yashoda is there. So he says, he compares the fortune of them. So he says that Devaki and Vasudev are fortunate as they were parents of Lord Shri Krishna. But Nanda and Yashoda are more fortunate because they could relish the childhood pastimes of the Lord. So that is how it is explained. So Vasudeva and Devaki, they are of course fortunate, but Nanda and Yashoda is also fortunate. And of course, Kunti Maharani is also saying that I am also fortunate. We will see that in the next verse. Nama Pankajanaabhaya, Namah Pankajamaline, Namah Pankajnetraya, Namaste Pankajangraye. Very beautiful verse. Actually, the previous verse and this verse, anyone wants to recite?
Yeah, I can do, Prabhuji.
Yeah, go ahead for the previous one, 21.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Anyone else wants to recite that?
Previous one, Prabhuji?
Yes, previous one.
Krishnaya
Vasudeva.
Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Thank you. Who wants to recite this one, 22?
Prabhu, can I try?
Yes, Mataji. Go ahead. Ashoka Mataji.
नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजाघ्ने.
Anyone else wants to?
Nama Pankaja Nabhaya, Nama Pankaja Maline, Nama Pankaja Netraya, Namaste Pankajangriye.
Thank you. Who wants to read the translation? Who's next? I think Surananda Prabhuji you have read already, na?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay. Who read the purport?
We didn't read, Prabhuji, last one.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, you read the translation of the previous one. Okay, I directly started speaking. Fine. So you can read the translation for 21 and 22 both. Thank you.
Let me therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto the Lord, who has become the son of Vasudeva, the pleasure of Devaki, the boy of Nanda, and the other cohort men of Vrindavana, and the enlivener of the cows and the senses. 22nd translation. My respectful obeisances are unto you, O Lord, whose abdomen is marked with a depression like a lotus flower, who are always decorated with garlands of lotus flowers, whose glance is as cool as the lotus, and whose feet are engraved with lotuses.
Yeah. Very beautiful verse. So Kunti Maharani is saying that I am also fortunate. All of these are fortunate. I am also fortunate because I became your aunt. You became my nephew. And because of that, I was able to see your beautiful form. And that beautiful form she is explaining. Now, generally, when we take darshan of the Lord, we start the darshan from the lotus feet. Then we go little higher, and then thighs, then the navel, then the chest, then the beautiful face. That is how the darshan is taken. But here, Kunti Maharani is starting from Namah Pankajanabhaya. So she is starting from the navel. Why? Because she doesn't want to embarrass Lord Shri Krishna. because she is the aunt, and now if she starts talking about his lotus feet, then at the beginning itself, then it will be very difficult for him to digest it. So she's just started from Nama Pankaj Nabhaya. And then finally she again came to Namaste Pankajangraye. Anyway, she talked about his lotus feet. So she's saying that I'm very fortunate because I was able to see this beautiful form. And she's comparing everything with lotuses, because lotus is considered the most beautiful creation in this material world. So she's saying, your navel, nama pankaj nabhaya. Your navel is also like a pankaj. It is like lotus. Now you see your own levels; they don't look like lotuses. But Lord's navel is like a lotus. And literally as well, you know that from Garbhodakshai Vishnu's navel came that lotus, and then Brahma comes on top of it, is born on top of it. So literally as well, it is the navel is like lotus, but Lord Shri Krishna's navel, which Mother Kunti has seen, so that is also it looks like an engraving done on the abdomen of a lotus. And then Nama Pankaja Maline. So he is wearing, as you can see in this photo, he is wearing a beautiful garland made of lotuses. And Nama Pankaja Netraya. His eyes and his glance is also as cool as lotus flowers. And then Namaste Pankajangraye. And his feet are also lotus-like. And Srila Prabhupada says that it is called Namaste Pankajangraye because his feet are engraved with lotuses. Now, when the Supreme Lord appears, his lotus feet, the Supreme Lord's feet, actually has various different marks on the feet. And one of the mark is of lotus. So because there is a lotus mark on his feet, that is also he's called as Pankajangraye. So not only they are fortunate, my brother and sister-in-law, Nanda and Yashoda, I am also fortunate because I got to see this beautiful form of yours. Now she is going further and she is saying, now I am actually more fortunate than Devaki and Nanda as well. Why? Yatha Rishikesh Khalena Devaki Kamsena Ruddhati Chiram Shusharpita Vimochitaham cha sahatmaja vibho Tvayaiva nathena muhur vipadganat. Who's next? Uma Mataji.
O Rishikesa, master of the senses and the Lord of Lords, you have released released your mother, Devaki, who was long imprisoned and distressed by the envious King Kamsa, and me and my children from a series of constant dangers. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, what she's saying is interesting, that I am more fortunate than Devaki. You saved my sons while you did not save Devaki's sons. You only saved Devaki. You saved, Krishna saved Devaki and Vasudev from the prison, but the other sons, like the first 6 sons of Devaki, they were killed by Kamsa and they were not saved. Of course, afterwards he brings them back. That is a different matter. But at this point in time, she's saying that as you can see, you actually saved not only me, but my children, and you have saved Pariksit Maharaj also in the womb, but you did not save Devaki's sons. So I am more fortunate. Now, Srila Prabhupada explains why that was done. Kunti Devi was shown far more favor because Lord Shri Krishna did not save the other children of Devaki, whereas he saved the children of Kunti Devi. This was done because Devaki's husband Vasudev was living, whereas Kunti Devi was a widow, and there was none to help her except Krishna. The conclusion is that Krishna endows more favor to a devotee who is in greater dangers. So for Devaki and Vasudev, it was possible to have more children afterwards. But for Kunti, it was not possible. Pandu had actually already left. She was a widow. Of course, Kunti had this benediction that she can call the demigods to have children. But once her husband is gone, she did not want to use that. With the permission of her husband, she has begetted five Pandavas. Before the marriage, of course, Karna was born, but she regretted that. But after now her husband is gone, she had no one else except for Krishna to give protection. And that is why she was in more danger as compared to Devaki. Vasudeva was there to protect Devaki, but for Kunti, it was only Lord Shri Krishna. And that is why he was more favorable towards Kunti. Now she further explains what kind of difficulties she has gone through, where Krishna has protected. Vishan Mahagne Purushad Darshanad Asat Sabhaya Vanavasa Krutshataha Mrudhe Mrudhe Nek Maharathastrato Draunastra Taschasma Hare Bhirakshitaha.
My dear Krishna, your lordship has protected us from a poisoned cake, from a great fire, from cannibals, from the vicious assembly, from sufferings during our exile in the forest, and from the battle where great generals fought. And now you have saved us from the weapon of Ashwathama.
Yes, so many difficulties Kunti Maharani and all the Pandavas have gone through in their life. Even just one of them is like a disaster if that comes into our life. Poisoned cake was given to Bhima by Duryodhana, even when he was a child. But Bhima was somehow or the other was able to survive that, and not only that, he became more stronger and came out. Not only he was fed poison, they actually threw him in the river. That he will be drowned, and either he will be killed by poison or he will be drowned in the river. But Bhima survived, and he became even more stronger. Then there was a great fire. You all know that they were Duryodhana got this Laksha Griha, the house made of lac that was made, and then they set fire into it when they were inside. And it catches fire very quickly and spreads everywhere quickly. So it is almost impossible for anyone to come out of it. But because somehow or the other they were tipped that this is going to happen, they created some way created some tunnel through the ground to escape that. Then there were cannibals. So when they were in exile, Bhima had to fight Hidimba Rakshas. So Hidimba and Hidimba, the both brother and sister, they wanted to eat. But Hidimba was killed by Bhima. Hidimba liked him, and Bhima married Hidimba and then had a son of Ghatotkach. Anyway, so then vicious assembly, Asat Sabhaya. So the Asat Sabhaya, this where Draupadi was dragged out, and the attempts were made to insult her by stripping her naked in the vicious assembly of Kuru. So the Lord saved Draupadi. Srila Prabhupada mentions this all in purport, explaining all of these things which have happened. That Lord protected Draupadi by supplying an immeasurable length of cloth. The longest sari in the world was created at that time by Lord Shri Krishna and provided to Draupadi. And then there was exile in the forest. For 13 years, Pandavas and everyone, they had to actually go to the forest. Then there was a battle, multiple battles which were fought by Pandavas, and where there were Maharathis who were standing in front of them. And so many astras they had to defend themselves against. And now also the weapon of Ashwathama, Draunai, he had sent this Brahmastra and you protected us from that Brahmastra. And if you actually see all of these activities, most of the activities and most of the situation, except for this last one, where the weapon of Ashwatthama, Krishna was personally present and they could see him. But for all these other activities like poison cake, the great fire which was there, the cannibals came, the vicious assembly as well, even though Krishna was supplying this unlimited sari, Krishna was not visible there. The exile that happened in the forest, Krishna was not along, was with them. The various different battles, except for the last battle of Mahabharata, all these previous battles, Krishna wasn't with them. But Kunti is saying that you protected us. So this is the heart of a devotee. Devotee understands that even if externally various different people or the situation or maybe the strength of my sons or whatever is protecting, but that is not the truth. Who's protecting? Who's the ultimate protector? That is the Lord Shri Krishna. So Lord is involved directly or indirectly. He is a Bhaktavatsala. If his devotees are getting protected, that protection is coming only from the Supreme Lord. Now the next two verses are gems again coming from Kunti Maharani. Vipada santuta shashvat tatra tatra jagadguru bhavato darshanam yatsyad apunarbhava darshanam. Who wants to recite? Sudharma Mataji, I think you have been wanting to recite some verses before. Maybe you can
Thank you,
recite.
Prabhuji, I'll try. Vipada shantuta sashvat tatra tatra jagadguru bhavato darshanam yatsyad apunarbhava darshanam. Hare Krishna.
Anyone else wants to recite? Bhageshwari Mataji, you raised your hand for reciting? Okay.
विपदा सन्तु तत्सस्वत् तत्र तत्र जगद्गुरो भवतो दर्शनं यत् स्यात् अपुनर्भव दर्शनम्.
Nice, thank you. Aparna Mataji, you can go ahead and read the translation, please.
I wish that all those calamities would happen again and again so that we could see you again and again. And for seeing you means that we will no longer see repeated births and deaths. Hare Krishna.
This is an unimaginable prayer. All of these problems that we just talked about, poison cake, great fire, cannibals, vicious assembly, exile in the forest, so many battles fought, Ashwatthama attacking with Brahmastra. And after listing all of these things, she's saying Vipada Santuta Shashwat, that all of these calamities should come again and again. Why? Because we could see you again and again. Because whenever we are in danger, you are always with us. But now the dangers are finished. You are going away to Dwarka from Hastinapur. So as long as there is danger, you are with us. So let there be so much danger for us. I have no problem that I'm ready to go through all of these problems again and again, as long as I can see you, as long as you're with us. Actually, this material world is called Dukhalayam Ashashvatam. It is full of miseries and difficulties. The miseries are going to come. Difficulties are going to come. And when the miseries and difficulties come, then who are we going to take shelter from? That is why in Bhagavad Gita as well, Krishna said, Chaturvidha bhajante maam jana sukritino arjuna arto jidnyasur artharthi jnani cha bharatarshabha. And there are four kinds of people take shelter. He says, Artha means distressed. All of these miseries are there, difficulties are there. That is why Artha are there. Then Artharthi means who wants wealth. Jigyasu means who's inquisitive. And Jnani means who's searching for knowledge. I think it was probably Gauranga Prabhu who was mentioning that in Kali Yuga, there are four kinds of people who take shelter of Krishna. Artha, Artha, and Artha. So in Kali Yuga, there are so many problems that everyone is Artha only. And everyone is distressed. There are so many problems. So this Kali Yuga is full of issues, full of problems in our heart, inside and outside. And that is why everyone is Artha only. They are all distressed. And everyone in the danger, if they are pious, they will take shelter of the Supreme Lord. So Srila Prabhupada explains that these dangers are great blessings for the devotees. Why? Because when there is a danger, if you are a pious person, you will take shelter of the Supreme Lord. When everything is okay, you may forget him. And you'll start thinking that Array, everything is normal, everything is okay, because it is because of my own abilities only. But when some problem comes, you forget about your abilities. You say, oh Krishna, please save me now. Because you understand at the time of difficulties that if you are so powerful, you are able to do everything yourself, you would have easily come out of these problems yourself. But you are not able to come out of it. Then you remember, oh Krishna, Krishna can save me. And then we run towards Krishna. So that is why Kunti Maharani is saying that let there be calamities repeatedly so that we can see you repeatedly. And when somebody sees Krishna repeatedly, then what happens? Then apunarbhava darshanam. Punar means again. Apunar means not again. And bhava darshanam. Bhava means this material world, and darshana means we will not be able to see this material world again, which is a good thing. So that means we will be coming out of the cycle of birth and death. So these dangers can become great blessings if in those dangers we remember Krishna, and by remembering Krishna again and again like this, we will be coming out of the cycle of birth and death. So the so-called calamities are welcome because they give us an opportunity to remember the Lord, and remembering the Lord means liberation. So for a devotee, calamities are less painful as compared to going through the phase where there is no Krishna in their life. So absence of Krishna in their life is more painful. Like when you, in New Zealand, when you go to the doctor in hospital or whatever, they say out of the scale of 1 to 10, you tell me what is your pain. And you say 5, 6. Like if you go to emergency and you say 5, 6, you will be sitting there for 6, 7 hours, 8 hours. If you say my pain level is 8, 9, 10, then they'll say, oh, you are in so much pain. So they will take you sooner. So similarly, for a devotee, the pain level for all of these calamities is like 5, 6. But if there is no Krishna in their life, out of the scale of 1 to 10, their pain level is 100. They're thinking, how come my life doesn't have Krishna? That is too painful for me. So I'm okay with all these calamities that comes as long as there is Krishna in my life. Because not having Krishna in my life is more painful. So that is the situation of Kunti Maharani. She's saying that now you are going away from Hastinapur to Dwarka. This is very, very difficult for me to digest. Let there be all these problems again so that you remain here. And then that way I will be able to see you again and again. The next verse, very beautiful verse again. Janma Ishwarya Shruta Sribhir Edhamana Madapuman Naivar Hatya Abhidhatum Vai Tvam Akinchana Gocharam. Anyone wants to recite?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I?
Yeah, go ahead, Mataji.
जन्मेश्वर्यश्रुतौ श्रीभीरेधमानमदः पुमान् नैवरत्याभितातुं मे तवेयि त्वमिकिञ्चन गोचरम्.
Anyone else wants to recite?
Shall I try, Prabhuji?
Okay, go ahead, Surananda.
जन्मैश्वर्यश्रुता श्रीभिर्येदमानामदः पुमान् नैवार्हत्य अभिधातुं
Why?
त्वाम् अकिञ्चन गोचरम्.
Yeah, wonderful verse. So, translation. Who is reading? Okay, Sudhanva Prabhu.
Yes.
Go ahead, Prabhu.
My lord, your lordship can easily be approached, but only by those who are materially exhausted. One who is on the path of material progress, trying to improve himself with respectable parentage, great opulence, high education, and bodily beauty, cannot approach you with sincere feeling.
So various different things are mentioned here. Janma. Janma means high birth. Opulence. Janma Aishwarya. Aishwarya means opulence. Shuta. Shuta means some good education, high education is there. And Shri. Shri means physical beauty that is there. So those who are running behind these high birth, opulence, education, physical beauty, they cannot actually take shelter of the Supreme Lord properly. Because they are still entangled in the material things. They are looking for some material gain. And when they get those things, then they become proud. So once the pride is there, then they cannot approach Krishna. Why? They are thinking that, oh, I am already satisfied with what I have. And they are thinking that I am already great because I am so beautiful, I am so handsome, or I am so rich, or I have taken high birth. So, or I have so much high education. So because of that, because of that pride, they are thinking that they are already some great people. So if you are already thinking that you are great, you will not be able to think that Krishna is great and take his shelter. And you can't chant his names. You will think that people should chant my names because I'm so great. They should glorify me instead of you glorifying the Supreme Lord. So Kunti Maharani is saying that all of these things, so my Lord, your Lordship can easily be approached, but only by those who are materially exhausted. So those who are materially completely exhausted, they are not interested anymore in this Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta and Shrivi. They have gone over it. They are materially exhausted. Now, for them, it is easy to approach the Supreme Lord. Their material desires have been exhausted, and now they have turned towards the spiritual path. Those who are still entangled in these material things, they will just remain entangled there. But one who is materially exhausted, they can easily approach you. So that is what the situation is. For example, any situation that you are in, if you are thinking that, oh, I have a lot of money, then my money will save me. Or if you think that, oh, I have insurance, so insurance will save me. Or I have wonderful hospitals here, so if there are some diseases, the doctors will save me. Or this person will save me, that person will save me. Then finally, you are taking shelter of all of these things instead of taking shelter of the Supreme Lord. Actually, the Lord can save through all of these things. But what is in your heart? What is your consciousness? Who's saving you? Just like Kunti Maharani is understanding that all of these problems came visibly, or people can see that someone else saved them. But Kunti is understanding that the Lord saved them. So what is your consciousness? Who's saving you? Who's protecting you? If you think all of these material things are protecting you, then you are in material consciousness. If you think Krishna is protecting you, you are in Krishna consciousness. So that is the idea. So Kunti is saying that all of these material things, if people are having those and they are running behind it, or they are proud, then it is not easy for them to approach you. But those who are exhausted from it, then they can approach. It is not that if you are rich, if you are beautiful, handsome, if you are having higher education, you cannot approach the Supreme Lord. But if you are proud and you are actually taking shelter of those things, then you cannot approach. Okay, I think we will stop here for today. 26th verse. Good. It is 10:59. Nice. 1 minute before I have finished. Let us look at some questions, comments, reflections that you may have on this 26 verses of chapter 8 that we have seen today. Hare Krishna. Okay, let's go one by one. Gaurchandra Prabhu or Mataji, you have some comment, reflection, or question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I have a question. Can I ask?
Yes, go ahead, Mataji.
So, Prabhuji, like this Brahmastra, my understanding was it's like these are just Vedic mantras, and when someone have them, they can use it anytime. But is it like I have also seen in B.R. Chopra's Mahabharata that if you just only if you have to certain people, like for example Karna, he said that I have only one Brahmastra which I have saved for Arjuna. So this Ashwatthama had two Brahmastras. Like this is, how is it possible, like a person having more than one Brahmastra? Because that's what I was just
So that astra that you're talking about, actually, okay, first thing is Brahmastra and all of these astras are invoked through mantras, and they can be invoked as long as you remember the mantra. You can invoke them anytime. Now, Karna's case was that Karna had this. He received the Brahmastra, but he was cursed because he appeared as a Brahmana instead of as a Kshatriya to his Guru. And when the Guru understood that he is not a Brahmana, he is a Kshatriya, and by then he had already taught him the mantras. So, and he could invoke the Brahmastra. So he got cursed that he will not remember the mantra when you actually need it. So that was the situation. And this other one-time use wala mantra was not the mantra astra that was there. It was used against Ghatotkach. It was given by Indra to him because Indra came and took away his kavach and kundala. So he said that now I have taken this, you can actually take whatever you like. So he was given this special arrow, which was amogha. It will not go wasted. So that was the astra that was given. But before he could use it on Arjuna, Duryodhana forced him to use it on Ghatotkach because otherwise Ghatotkach would have finished everyone. And he said that no other further war will be required if you don't kill Ghatotkach. So that was that. It was a one-time use.
Okay, so that was not Brahmastra that Karna used. That was Indrastra Indra gave him.
Correct.
But otherwise, Brahmastra can be used many times.
As long as you remember the mantras.
As long as you remember.
As long as you remember the mantras and you have that purity to use it.
Okay, Prabhuji. And Prabhuji, my take-home lesson today is that in any situation, we should not forget that whatever help is coming to us or whatever protection is coming to us is actually coming from Krishna. And many times we just start depending on our, savings, a bank account, or family or friends, but should always remember that it's Krishna who is our main maintainer, protector, and no one else.
Absolutely, Mother. Yes, very good. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for excellent class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Adi Devi Mataji.
Prabhuji, actually, I had raised it earlier for the next verse, but you had concluded before that. I forgot to load it. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, Gaurchandra Prabhu, your hand is still up. That was for before, I am assuming. Aparna Mataji, you can go ahead.
Yes, Prabhuji, from before, sorry.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, wonderful lecture again. I need one clarification from verse number 4. And
oh, yes, Mataji. That was a long time ago. Yes, go ahead. What was the clarification you
I hope I
required?
remember.
See, this is my strategy, right? If it was not very burning desire in your heart, you will forget after half an hour.
I do that, Prabhuji, but hopefully Krishna will make me remember. I'll just right, got it. So Prabhuji, when like the very translation of this verse says citing the stringent laws of the Almighty. So laws of the Almighty, that means laws of the Lord, right? Like the Supreme Personality, like Krishna. But the purport says stringent laws of nature. Now my clarification, the clarification I need is, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is explained about the religion and following Krishna's order can only be the means to get liberated. So the stringent law of nature, what is it? Is it like the death and birth, or what stringent law is being mentioned here?
It is the law of karma he is referring to. That law of karma is like this, that whatever karma that we do, we are going to get the reaction. And then it was the example was also given that because of the rough handling of the hair of Queen Draupadi, their lifespan was already reduced. So they were going to die. And Krishna had already decided that you have insulted my devotee, so you are done for now. So it was like even before the war started, the result was already fixed by Lord Shri Krishna. But because it
Right.
should not appear that Lord Shri Krishna has done that, so Krishna said that I am not going to lift any weapons. I will provide support from outside.
Right.
Yeah, and the laws of nature which is mentioned, because all of these laws in the material world, they are enforced by the material nature. But material nature has this power or potency to control those laws because of the Supreme Lord. Because she is the energy of the Supreme Lord, Daivi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya. Krishna says, she is my Maya, she is Daivi. So that is why, even though the material nature is enforcing those laws, she is like a police. Police is not creating the law. The laws are not created by material nature. She's just the enforcer of those laws.
Enforcement.
The laws are created by the government, which
Sure.
in this case, in analogy, it is Krishna who has created the laws, and the judge or the police, they are just enforcing that law. Is that
Sure.
okay?
That makes sense, Prabhuji. Yeah, thank you so much. Now my question comes. Here
Hey,
comes my
that was the question, right?
No, it's a clarification, Prabhuji.
Okay. Fine, go
Prabhuji, my
ahead.
question is, I have got two questions, but I will be considerate and I will just ask you one question and wait for my turn if I get to ask the second question.
Yeah.
So Prabhuji, so when Krishna tries to protect the, womb of Uttara, why Krishna has to go inside physically? Krishna is almighty. He could have done with an, fingertip. What message Krishna was giving when he literally went inside physically in the womb of Uttara? So I need your help to understand this thing, Prabhuji.
The answer is simple. He wants to actually reciprocate with his devotees. If he doesn't go inside, then Parikshit Maharaj will not be able to see him. If Parikshit Maharaj doesn't see him, where will that strong desire to see that personality again will come from him? We were just His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Maharaj. No, actually, this was His Holiness Devamrita Swami Maharaj was explaining to us about the love in separation in the last class. But that separation, this becomes strong when you already have seen the Supreme Lord. So Parikshit Maharaj, actually, he got this name Parikshit because he saw this personality within the womb. And when he came out of the womb, he always was examining Pariksha. Pariksha means to examine. So he was always looking at everyone and he will scan them. Is that the personality that I saw in the womb? So that is why he's called as Parikshit. So he's always checking that, is this the personality of Lord Shri Krishna that I saw in the womb? So his desire became very, very strong to see the Supreme Lord. And Krishna wanted to actually do that, to give darshan to Parikshit Maharaj. So he went inside. He can actually destroy the weapon anyhow. But we always say, right? So he came for these three things. What are the three things that he comes for?
Pranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkridam dharma
Dharma
sansthapanam
samsthapanarthaya.
sambhavami.
So this paritranaya sadhunam is the main thing that he comes for. Dharma samsthapanarthaya can also happen by someone else. Vinashaya dushkritam can also happen. Like this annihilation of this Brahmastra can easily happen. He doesn't have to do anything much. That example was given that sun dries the drop of a mist. It is like that. Krishna can actually just destroy this Brahmastra. But Paritranaya Sadhunam he wants to do, na? So he wants to actually have some loving, he wants to save the devotees, but also have this loving reciprocal relationship with them. So he wants to go inside, show some heroics, as we read in that 12th chapter, how Parikshit Maharaj saw that he was having a golden helmet, he was having this gada in his hand, and he was continuously rotating his gada to protect Parikshit Maharaj. So Parikshit Maharaj could see that how Lord Shri Krishna is saving him. Now, recently we also saw this movie of Prahlad Maharaj and Narsimha Dev. So we could see that actually Narsimha Dev can kill Hiranyakashipu anyhow, like quickly and easily. But he was taking a lot of effort in front of Prahlad that I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and then killing him. So that Prahlad Maharaj's love for Krishna increases further.
Yeah.
Okay.
That explains well. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sudharma Mataji, Sudharma Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavad.
Prabhuji, there are just two realizations here I want to share.
Go ahead.
2 points I loved very much in the Kunti's prayer, which we learned till now. One is from verse 13, where Krishna says, he's a Bhaktavatsala, where he took the Sudarshana disc to protect them. So it's like the particular sentence which Prabhupada is mentioning here. He preferred to continue as Bhaktavatsala than to be a worldly moralist who never breaks his solemn vow. So I'm comparing this to Bhishma Dev, where he wouldn't want to break his vow at all, and he was siding Kauravas. So that's one
Pandavas.
point, Prabhuji. And the other one is like on in the verse 20, where Prabhupada has beautifully talked about women, how they are soft-natured and they are not like mental philosophers who contemplate things, and they believe at once in the superiority and almightiness of the Lord. So this is contradictory to what Prabhupada said in Bhagavad Gita 1.40, where he was talking about women. So where he quotes Chanakya Pandita. So it's such a contrast here that Prabhupada is actually beautifully supported, like, how women can be, surrendered to Lord easily. So
Yeah.
that,
Yeah, that's amazing, right? So actually, both are he's explaining both from different perspective. So I was listening to Shubha Vilas Prabhu some time ago, and he was mentioning that there are two things. One is the process, and then there is that abhideya, and then there is a sadhya, sadhana and sadhya that is there. So from sadhana perspective, women are not able to actually go through very difficult sadhana, which is this going through this mental speculation that was mentioned. So but whereas the men require uh, quite a complicated sadhana, and they can go through that. But from the sadhya perspective, women are more fortunate because they immediately can actually get that sadhya, which is what Srila Prabhupada is mentioning here. That because they are simple-hearted, as long as they are sincere, they can immediately get into this Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I have to surrender, and He is my protector, He is my maintainer. That they can easily do, and they can achieve this sadhya quickly. So that is why they are called fortunate here.
Prabhuji, but one other thing is like women are like, they are not able to differentiate. That's why they need protection as well. We read like women normally read. Sometimes we see women are very they give up easily to any like other demigods as well, or someone who says like I'm
Right
the
then.
God
Yeah.
or God. They also fall for that as well very easily.
Correct, Mataji. And that is why it is said that they are simple-hearted, right? So if they go in the wrong direction, it is easy that they can actually get misled. And that is why that protection is required. And that is why in the Vedic culture, how the protection was given was that the men with their complicated brain, they will analyze everything and figure out what is right or wrong. And after that, the wife following the husband, they will go ahead in that direction. And for wife, the process is very simple. But they get the similar benefit as compared to the husband.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Mantramulam Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. In the 7th chapter, we have seen that Arjuna has removed the jewel from the Ashwatthama's head, right? So he has lost all the power. Then how he could release the Brahmastra again?
Yeah, good question, Prabhuji. Actually, the jewel that is there, that gives him strength, but mainly that jewel gives him health.
Not the power.
So it was mentioned that the power is also included there. So some power is lost from Ashwatthama, but mainly that jewel gives him health and protection from ghosts, from serpents, and any poisonous objects. All of these things, like that was the benediction which was given to him.
Okay.
And when this jewel was removed, it was mentioned that his teja, his aura was also actually gone. So some strength was gone, and all of these benedictions which were given, they were gone. But that doesn't mean he has forgotten the mantra.
Okay.
So he still remembers the mantra, and using that mantra that he remembers and whatever strength that he had, using that he could still invoke the Brahmastra.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. My realization is, yeah, we should praise the Lord before asking anything from the Lord. That's what I could see from all the prayers.
Wonderful, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Bharadwaja Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, this is from Kunti Maharani's prayer, where she was saying, give us problems again and again, so that, we don't have to see the material world again. So how should we take, I understand, asking for problems and then so that we remember God, remember the Lord. So that is fine, but asking for problems, we'll remember God so that, we don't have to come back again. How should we take that? Because sometimes we get the instruction from acharyas that, asking for liberation is also a selfish thing, right? When we are actually purely in love with Krishna, we don't ask for anything, right? So how should we take this, Prabhuji? How should we understand this?
Yeah. Is Kunti Maharani in that mood? All the prayer that we are seeing till now, do we see that mood that I want to actually get liberated? If she wanted to get liberated, then why will she ask? Because liberation means when you ask for mukti, mukti means I'm suffering here. I want to get out of this suffering. So that is why please give me mukti. Isn't it? That is why people are actually asking for liberation. But the devotees asking for liberation is not similar. Because if she wanted to become free from the material miseries, she wouldn't ask for Vipada Santuta Shashwat. She's saying, give me more miseries. Give me more miseries. Because when miseries are there, I actually get to take your darshan. You are always with me. And the side effect of that is her main desire. I want to actually see you always. She is explaining the side effect. If someone sees the Supreme Lord again and again, and it is there, then what happens? The mukti is going to come. But mukti is not where she's focusing on. Because if mukti she was focusing on, she wouldn't have asked for Vipada Santuta Shashwat. She's focusing on, if the Vipada is there, then you will always be with us. And that is what she is asking for. That is her lalasa that is there, is not for mukti. Lalasa is for Krishna's association regularly and continuously.
Right. Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Aparna Mataji, you get a chance again. Come
Thank
on.
you, Prabhuji. My last chance. So my question is regarding translation of verse number 26, where it starts with, "My Lord, your Lordship can easily be approached but only by those who are materially exhausted." Now, I'm a bit confused, Prabhuji, because in this material world, most of the people are exhausted because they're chasing something all the time. But not all of them can achieve Krishna or try to achieve Krishna. So how does this fit in that? I'm quite confused.
Yeah. It is not that all people who are materially exhausted will take shelter of Krishna. Some people who are materially exhausted, they will go to the pub and take shelter of the alcohol. So those people are not going to go back to Godhead, Mataji. What it says is, see, out of all those who are materially exhausted, who comes to you, then it is easier for them because now they are not having any other shelter. So suppose someone who has, like the example that I gave you before, like if someone has a lot of money, and they are thinking that my money is going to protect me, my insurance is going to protect me, or whatever. So they are still taking shelter of those material things. They are not materially exhausted yet. They are still thinking that all of these things are going to help me. But those who are materially exhausted, they are thinking, Arey, I have tried my wealth, it is not helping me. The doctors are also not helping me. Insurance is not helping me. And then the thing is, I will just go and now take shelter of Krishna. Krishna will help me. So they are exhausted all the material options. And then they are coming to Krishna. So they do not have any other shelter but that of Krishna. Those people can easily attain the Supreme Lord, because their material things, all the material support that they were banking on is already taken out from them. So that is what it is saying. But it doesn't say that all people who are materially exhausted will come and approach Krishna.
Right.
All those who are materially exhausted, out of them, whoever comes to Krishna, it is easy for them, because they have no other support to go to. They can just go and take the shelter of the Supreme Lord, and that will become Ananya Bhakti immediately. Anya. There is nothing else that they can depend on. Their only dependence is on the Supreme Lord Krishna.
Yeah, but Prabhuji, when somebody is exhausted materially, then to try and endeavor reaching to Krishna, you need a certain level of upliftment, right? Anyone who's exhausted, they might not approach Krishna because they are too exhausted. So how does it fit, Prabhuji? For example, Prahlad Maharaj, he had all the opulences in the world. He was obviously a great surrendered soul. Even Maharaja Bali, he was the king of the whole entire universe, three universes. He was a Krishna devotee. So how does that fit in, Prabhuji? They were not materially exhausted, were they?
Yeah, so I think the main point that you are trying to connect is that after materially being exhausted, you get Krishna. That is not the case. You get Krishna only by the mercy of the Supreme Lord and his devotees. But
Sure.
even when you are getting that mercy, whether you will take it. So when you are materially exhausted, if you get such mercy, it is very easy for you to take, because that is the only hope that you see now.
Right.
So when you are materially exhausted, it is not that you will get Krishna. When you are materially exhausted, by some devotee's mercy, if you get connected to Krishna at that time, then you will say that, oh, I have tried all these material options, but they haven't helped me. But now this devotee is actually connecting me to Krishna, and possibly that connection will help me. And then you actually get into that and make progress. So connection to Krishna doesn't come because you are materially impoverished, or you are well educated, or you are beautiful, or you are rich, or whatever. No other material qualification can give you Krishna. Krishna you can get only through the mercy of a devotee. Anyone who has Krishna can give you Krishna. If someone doesn't have Krishna, they can't give you Krishna.
Absolutely. Not that, yeah,
So
makes sense.
Krishna you can get only through the devotees who have Krishna. But if you are at that time materially exhausted, then you will take it fully, wholeheartedly, and you will make fast progress towards Krishna, because that is the only support and protection that you have at that point.
Sure. That explains, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna again.
Hare Krishna. Okay, we'll take this last two and then we'll finish. Sudharma Mataji.
Thank you,
Sudharma.
Prabhuji, for allowing me to ask one more question. Prabhuji, this the one which we talked just about getting again and again, problems with Kunti Maharani's praying. That particular shloka, they are able to see Krishna in person. Krishna is with them, they can see him personally. And for us, like in this age, only we have to do a lot of austerity, in the sense like we have to reach the Raganuga stage or Prema Bhava and Prema. At that time only very great pure devotees are able to see Krishna. And for us, like me and all, like who are in a so very low stage, low level, or some other normal people who are getting so much of problems one after the other, they keep saying like, no, I can't bear it anymore. Why? I am the person. I know the karma, playing of karma and all, we talk about it, why we are getting all this. But we can say that when we are going through that problem, it becomes very hard for them to face that. Just because saying, okay, give me more problems, Krishna, so I will remember you. It's very, the prayer is very nice to hear, but when you actually go through that, it becomes very difficult, because I know someone who is going through
Yeah, understood, Mataji.
very
Yes.
hard, Prabhuji. So how you can still survive and then keep Krishna in center and keep our, saying like, I want to come, I know, I want you, Krishna, I want to come to you. So even in spite of you giving me so much of, problems, that mental capacity or, balance, very hard for people.
I understood your question.
Just for that,
So
Prabhuji.
this prayer that Kunti Maharani is doing is not for faint-hearted. This prayer is not ordinary prayer. And I think long time ago, many years ago, I was listening to this lecture from Gauranga Prabhu, and he was saying that this prayer is not to be imitated. Because some small problem in our life, we get so much worked up, and already because we are not purified, we have this mode of passion and mode of ignorance still in us. And because of that, any problem that comes, it becomes like a big thing for us to digest it and to go through it. So for all of us who are having this material mode still acting on us, all of these anarthas which are there in our heart, we already are getting enough problems because of those. So for us, this is not the right prayer to ask for, that Vipidha Santuta Shashwat. Okay, give me more, give me more. So that is not going to work for us. If Krishna really starts giving us more problems, we will give up Krishna consciousness. It is for pure devotees whose heart is very clean, very pure. And for them, they can remember Krishna in any situation. For them, it is okay to say, for Kunti Maharani, it is okay to say that give me more problems so that I can remember you. But for us, when we are praying to Krishna, we can always say that, oh Krishna, please take away all these anarthas. You are the Supreme Lord. You are the controller of all these modes. Please clear these modes from my heart. Please remove these anarthas from my heart so that I can develop pure love for you. So this can be our simple prayer. That he is controlling everything. He can give everything. He is Swarat. He is all merciful. He is Bhaktavatsala. So you can say that, oh Lord, you are Bhaktavatsala. You are Swarat. You are independent. You can do anything that you want. I know my efforts are not complete yet, but I'm still trying to sincerely try to do whatever devotional service I'm trying to do. And all these problems are coming into my life, and these problems are making it difficult for me to do some devotional service. So please help me to go through these problems or remove these anarthas from my heart so I develop pure love for you. So some simple prayers which is at our level, we should create and offer it to the Lord. If we start imitating the pure devotees and offer this prayer, and if Lord really becomes pleased and gives those problems to us, then it will be very hard for us to actually go through it. But there, Kunti Maharani is setting an example in front of us that what is more painful, not having Krishna in our life or having problems in our life. So she's explaining to us that the material problems are fine. We can tolerate them, we can digest them. But if we do not have Krishna in our life, it is intolerable. That is the mood she is trying to pass to us. And if we are able to develop by understanding this prayer, not repeating it, but just by understanding the mood of Kunti Maharani, that is the success of that prayer.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
And using that mood, we can actually create our own prayer.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Okay.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Bharadwaj.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Excellent explanation, Prabhuji. Thank you. That was really eye-opening. Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, my question is, if Krishna wants, he can replicate. Like, in Dwarka Dham, he actually replicated himself to be with every one of his wife. So in this context, where, he was actually wants to go, but if he wants, he could stay, like, he could replicate one more time and then stay, but he didn't. I'm just trying to relate, few other instances where, from Vrindavan also Lord left, right? He could have stayed if he wanted to. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also left for South India Yatra, despite everyone was praying that please stay. So is it kind of inevitable that once we come so close to Krishna and then he want to leave us? Is that to increase that love of separation, or is that something that he doesn't?
Yeah, Maharaj has already answered your question, Prabhu, in the last lecture. His Holiness Devamrit Swami Maharaj, when he was giving this love of separation lecture, he has already explained that the love that we feel in separation of the Lord is higher than the love that we feel when he is in front of us. So now when Kunti Maharani, even though she is praying that please be here, when the Lord goes away from there, she will be always thinking about the Lord, that how Lord was there, how Krishna was there, how he has done this. And in that separation, she will actually have her love multiplied by manyfold. And that is what the Lord actually keeps performing these pastimes with everyone, that he gives this connection and then he goes away. Just like Dhruva Maharaj as well, or Narad Muni in his previous life, they just got one darshan and then he just disappeared.
Yes.
So that they can remember and they will hanker for it more and more. And that is higher, this Vipralamba Bhav, that is higher than the love or the love that we feel in that bhav is higher than the others. But for us, Prabhu, again, that is, we are not at that situation. So in our prayer, we should say that, Prabhu, please give me darshan.
Yes, Prabhu.
That I want your darshan, I want to see you. Okay.
Thank you.
And actually, they are giving us darshan in the form of deities always. It is just that because of our imperfect understanding, and even though theoretically we have understood real, but we do not have the realized knowledge, we still don't consider them as the Supreme Lord standing in front of us. They are already there in front of us. Through the medium of deity, they are giving us darshan, but it requires some more purification for all of us. Then we will make some more progress and understand it. Okay.
Thank you.
Fine. Thank you very much, everyone. This is a wonderful chapter with Kunti Maharani's prayer, very exalted prayer. And we are just going through it and we are just touching the surface. Like each verse we can actually speak for long time. Srila Prabhupada's purports are also very exemplary and wonderful, and it can take a lot of time. So to understand and implement that mood in our life. So I would sincerely request every one of you, if you haven't read that part, like all these verses and their purport, I highly recommend you please read and see, is there anything that you can learn from it? What is the mood that we can take and implement in our life? And that is the success of reading, studying Srimad Bhagavatam and being in the association of devotees. So please try to do that. And of course, those who are doing Bhakti Vaibhav, it is obviously you have to actually read it, study it, and memorize these verses as well, which are coming. Some wonderful verses which are coming. The list of verses are already with you. So please try to do. Okay? Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.